feet. Let's go, Jacoby. Close it down. Close it down. Good. Welcome, Panther fans, to another edition of Panther Preview, off-season edition. Coach, last time we talked about Warface Wednesday and Football 101. How's the players doing with that?
Doing really well. You know, last week we hit on character, which is a really big thing for us. You know, can we trust you when nobody's around to do the things that we're asking you to do? Be accountable to your teammates, being accountable to your coaches, having a great work ethic, been doing it with enthusiasm, which is this week. It's going to be a fun week to talk about enthusiasm, but they're doing really well with that. And again, it's all making sure that everybody is on the same page, making sure that everybody understands what we expect from a Panther football player. And you know, we've been very fortunate over the years. We've had some really good young men come through here who are now pillars of our community. They're able to go and lead in whatever field they choose, and we attribute a lot of that to the establishment of the core values that we teach each and every year. And so I like where we are mentally. You can see some of the guys out here getting warmed up, getting ready, getting the hurdles set up, and that's just something that we ask our guys to come out and do and be ready for at any moment. And we know we have to adapt and overcome to a lot of different things that are going on. And so these guys are taking charge, and that's a good thing, and that's part of the Warface mentality, doing what you're asked to do when you're asked to do it to the best of your ability every single time.
Coach, you told me, and this was early in your tenure here at Pascagoula, you said, Harold, you said not everybody's going to go and play college football, but everybody can be a good citizen within their community, can contribute to their community. Over the years that you've been here, I've seen that transpire. And as far as this group here, who are you think are maybe your community leaders, your future community leaders,
Well, you look out, and let's just start with our senior class. I mean, you got guys that have shown such tremendous growth from the time they were freshmen till now, and guys like a Jeremy Flora, guys like a Keelan Parnell, guys like an Isaiah Ben. These guys have really shown a lot of growth. Zach Cameron, tremendous guy, showing the growth there. Josh Battles, becoming a leader in and out of the locker room. These are guys. Ian Hardy has grown so much. I mean, he's vocal, he's articulate, and he's able to lead from the front and do some things that we're asking guys to do, and just very proud of his growth and where he is now. And so, and then from our juniors are continuing to show growth with Jeffrey Rush and those guys, and they're doing a really good job.
Well, I'll tell you, I said this last time, and I'll say it again. I'm excited about this group. I'm excited about what y'all are doing during the off season. Y'all have made some changes, kind of, in what you're doing in the off season. You want to elaborate on some of that?
You know, mainly what we're doing a lot of the time and things that we do that's all electronic. So everything we do is electronic time. We measure everything that they do. We film every rep. Like right now, we're filming all of our warm-ups. So who's doing it right, who's not, who's finishing, who's not finishing. All we have to do is pull that film, and you'll see who finishes, who doesn't, who's given the effort necessary to display that Warface mentality. And the other thing is just making sure that we give them enough time to be the very best that they can be. And that's sometimes we put too much on their plate. They can't handle the load, physically, because it's too much for their bodies to truly grasp. And the other thing is you have to have your CNS, your central nervous system, has to have opportunity to adapt to what you're doing as well. And so you have to change things up a little bit. Like yesterday was a speed day. Today is more of a change of direction day. Tomorrow will be Warface Wednesday. Thursday is going to be more of a conditioning day. So they hit 3 different modalities, and that really helps them in being complete football players. And then Football Fridays helps us get in the right mindset of being football players. And for me, it's all about, I really try to, January, February is more of a building month. But come March 1, it's on like a chicken bone. I'm ready. It's football is on. You can smell it in the air, and that's when we ratchet up our intensity and do some things that some people decide they don't really like to or like to or want to play football. during the month of March. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that people understand what our expectations are going to be beyond just January and February.
Well, this off season is sort of a progression chart.
Yes.
On that chart, are we where we need to be right now?
We are. We're exactly where we need to be as far as getting our bodies into position to be successful in spring. I think our minds are in the best place they've been in a while. We understand what we need to do individually and collectively as a team to put our best foot forward and to be the Panther football team that we want to be. And those are decisions that have to be made every single day. And I think a lot of these young men are realizing that.
The last episode, you were able to touch on some of the Panthers that received scholarship offers. I saw something on Facebook, Jeffrey Rush. You want to talk about that for a second?
Like all of our kids, Jeffrey's had a great off season. He's had a really good end to his sophomore season, which got him noticed. And we got a phone call from Florida State, and they offered him an opportunity to come to Florida State University. That's his second offer. Central Arkansas was his first. But more than anything, what I try to tell the guys about is, the offers are great, but what are you doing to earn it every day?
Right.
Because if you get the offer and you quit working, is it really going to be there when it's time to sign? So every day, everything that you do is paying it forward, putting money in the bank so that when it comes time to sign that scholarship, which typically is worth at a Division I school anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 for an in-state program. And are these coaches that are offering you this opportunity, are you going to be able to hold up your end of the bargain? Both academically, athletically, morally, ethically, are you going to possess the war face mentality it's going to take to succeed? So we are so proud of our guys that get those offers, but we're even more proud when they go, they take care of their business, they get their associate's degree, they get their Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts degree, and then hopefully one day they come back and they work as a Panther as well if they choose to come into the education/coaching field, or they come to our communities and they represent us, whether it be at the shipyard, at Chevron, on their own businesses in the community, or whatever niche they have, whatever it is, they become a professional in something that helps support this community and continue the proud tradition of the industrial city that we live in.
Absolutely liking what I hear. Absolutely liking it. Coach has given us the opportunity to talk to a couple of other coaches today, so we're going to take this moment to say farewell to you until, I guess, about 2 weeks from now. We'll do it again. Thank you.
All right. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Panther fans, let me introduce Coach Lala. He's our strength and conditioning coach. Coach, I know that we're doing some things different this year.
Sure.
Give me a little idea of what we are doing different.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of, we're everything that we're doing, we're trying to progress, right? So we started off, I saw Coach Sims a couple weeks back talking about kind of that big high volume kind of session that we did between the end of the football season and Christmas break. Which was really good, getting a lot of volume on those guys and kind of prepare their muscles and joints for what they're going to take on this offseason. We took back the volume a little bit when we got back in January. We're introducing a little bit more early conditioning, if you will, whereas kind of like 2 days a week, we really kind of tax the aerobic system a little bit more outside than we maybe have in the past, but really still trying to hit those high intensity sprint movements. Really focusing on change of direction a little bit more earlier than we were last off season, and then, like I said, a couple more kind of aerobic conditioning sessions each week. So it's been really good so far. Yeah,
Coach, we're attacking the weight program right now. How are we doing in the weight room?
Very good. So this week is finally kind of that first performance week, if you will, where we're really going to get some numbers on these guys and see the progress that they've made from the beginning of January until now. So I'm really excited to see kind of what the numbers show there at the end. We've been tracking like our sprint numbers regularly, and those are trending in the right direction. Now kind of putting some weights and things like that to them. I'm really excited to see what the numbers show this week.
Coach was telling us earlier, he said that everything is electronically kept up with, I guess. That's different than when we played years ago.
No doubt.
I know that we're being filmed from the press box, and we're also being filmed from above the weight room or the field house.
Sure.
How does that help y'all?
Man, so like getting rack coach, that's kind of the system that we use for the weight room and to track numbers and all that. That probably saves me 3 or 4 hours a week just inputting numbers, and it automatically gives me kind of a graph for each guy and how they're doing. And then it also automatically calculates their training max to see what percentages they got to go off of for the next couple of weeks. So a tremendous time saver from my standpoint, and it allows me to kind of clearly communicate with the coaches and the players and the athletes how their progress has been over time. So that's been a game changer. The film's super easy. You can get your phone out and say, hey, record, and we're getting stuff filmed like it's nothing, and we can upload that to Huddle, teach off of that tape, kind of evaluate off of that tape. If we can't get eyes on everybody for every single rep, we can get some evaluations on, technique, effort, all those different types of things. So it's really allowed us to step our game up in just our evaluation and being able to track progress over time. So that's been great.
When I introduced you as Pascagoula's strength and conditioning coach. What do you do on Friday night?
So Friday night, I also, in addition to being strength and conditioning coach, I am the special teams coordinator as well as the defensive backs coach. On a daily basis, I'm really trying to get a lot of my my special team stuff done pre-practice, where I get to get with the specialist snappers, punters, kickers, and kind of evaluate them, coach them up on different things. And then during practice, I'm mostly a DB coach, 100%. We'll get some of those special teams periods where we can get the full team in there, and then I'm coordinating the workouts throughout the week. Usually in season we've been Monday, Wednesday lifts, and then Friday night it's kind of all football from here on out.
From where we stand looking into next season, we lost our kickers last year, field goal kickers. Anybody in the tunnel ready to come out?
Mason Kramer was a member of our football team last year. Showed some real promise. I mean, really good with PATs in JV games and things like that. And then every day he's out here getting a ton of reps. And even this offseason, he's been out here getting an unbelievable amount of reps for a kicker. So he's a rising sophomore. Doesn't have a whole lot of game experience. We weren't able to get him in there. But kind of an interesting thing when you think about it, he's actually a left-footed kicker. We've had left-footed punters the last couple of years, which is not super common, and left-footed kickers. So from a holding standpoint and operation standpoint, it's actually kind of a seamless transition there, which sometimes you can have some growing pains there.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. We're going to try to do this once every couple of weeks, as I said earlier, and maybe we'll get the opportunity to talk to you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Panther fans, let me introduce Coach Brewer. He's Pascagoula High School's offensive coordinator. Coach, I know last year we lost some key players. You having to replace them. We have a lot of coming back, though. Give us a little idea of what you look like.
Offensively, yeah, we lost some key players. When you lose a Houston, that's hard. Guys like that's hard to replace. But yeah, we got some young guys coming in, stepping up, working hard over here every day. In the off season, that's a daily grind, and this is really where you separate the men from the boys. Friday nights, that's just the paycheck for what you do right now, and in the off season, but offensively we're going day to day. Got young guys stepping up, going to play, and we're expecting big things. We really are. Now we got a lot of guys that come back. Got a lot of guys that have that had that opportunity to play a lot last year.
Right, a lot of reps.
A lot of reps, and we had some guys grow up this past year that didn't have as many reps the year before. So each year we're going to have our young guys step in and play, and we're hoping, looking for big things.
Each year you sort of, especially where I'm at looking down, you're looking for that team leader, the one that's going to step up and put the team on his shoulders and say, let's go. Who is that for you on the offensive side of the ball?
Actually, on the offensive side of the ball, this spring, we've had a couple guys in the weight room and out here on the field while we've been running and that sort of thing that has tried to step up and take a leadership role. You know, we got B.J. Brian Barnes. He's stepping up, taking that role. You got up front. You got Big Jeremy. Big Germ, as everybody calls him, he's stepping up, taking that role, and so we got some guys coming along. And leadership is not just, you don't just step in it one day and you're the guy.
Right.
It's grown out of respect from your peers, from your fellow teammates, and your coaches, and so we're developing those guys right now. And this is where it happens. It happens in the off season.
That's good that we have some that are taking upon themselves to try to work into that position.
Yes,
Coach. We lost a couple of offensive linemen. Tell me a little about that offensive line. Who we've got stepping up to?
We got a couple of guys. We got 3 of them come back. You got Fortenberry, you got Big Germ at guard, and you got. Let me see, Fortenberry was the right tackle. Then you got, I'm trying to think who all.
Well, I know that we had lost our center, and that's kind of where I was going to go with it.
Oh, yeah, that's the key spot up front. And the center, we have them out here working every evening after school. They're getting snaps, they're getting reps. We're trying to get at least 4 ready that can step in at any point in time and play. So
we have to rotate them in and out.
Yes, and that is one of our biggest needs. But as far as guys coming in to play that role, I feel pretty confident in that.
One of the things that Coach Sims talked to us about is this football 101. Tell me a little bit about that from the offensive standpoint.
The offensive standpoint of that, we're starting with basics. 101, football 101. It tells you it all. It's going to be basic. It's going to be us starting with our stance, with our splits, with our working our way up from that, and just teaching these guys the game of football.
I kind of thought that in the last episode I talked to Coach Sims about it. I said, we've got a lot of starters coming back on the offensive side of the ball. I said that ought to be easier this year than in the past, and he was like, no, you have to start over from the beginning each year.
Each year is a new team. It's a new day, new team, new year, and you got to treat it as such. So, and offensively, I've always been one of the mindset that I'm going to start real basic and work my way up. And that's the way this off season is with our football 101 class, with our warface mentality. We're working more of the mental aspect this year than we have in the past, and I think that we're going to really benefit from that.
Well, Coach Brewer, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. We're going to continue to do this. Hopefully, we get an opportunity to talk to you again.
Anytime.
And Panther fans, that's going to wrap up this edition of Panther Preview, off-season edition. We'll see you in a few weeks.